Hello, we're on day 26 and we're getting through July and almost into August. So I've got something new coming up in August to share with you. So hopefully, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully that's helpful and we can get some more, maybe newer dealers involved with that. That would be great. So that's my hope for that one. So yesterday we talked about not answering questions twice. So hopefully that was helpful to you, and maybe you went off and edited some listings and added some things in. So all of the tips I'm sharing, none of it is sort of magical or anything you don't know, but it's just sometimes, like I said yesterday, I think I said, working on our own a lot, we don't tend to collaborate with other people so much. And then when we get together with other dealers, they say, well, they're doing this, what's working for you, what's working for me, and you come up with all sorts of ideas. And it's all stuff that's common sense that in the back of your mind but it's just remembering to implement it into your business. So yeah, these tips are all basic common sense tips, but so, just that people have, and I forget all the time to do stuff. So hopefully it helps. And if you've got your ideas as well, let me know and I will share them too. That would be great. So today's tip is to help you buy better and buy more cheaply on your items. And it is about buying opposite season, which is a real common sense thing, isn't it? The prices are lower, you've got more choice, the competition is less. When we're buying summer furniture and garden pots in the winter when it's snowing and nobody else wants it, and then buying Christmas stuff when it's a boiling hot 28 degrees and nobody wants it. So it's real common sense, but it's just a really good one to remember, because sometimes we forget. And the people that are doing that are the ones making the biggest profit out of our items. So we just need to remember to do that. The only caveat is you need storage to do it. So this applies to whether you buy clothing, vintage stuff, or whatever you buy. Always look for the opposite. So in the summer, you're looking for all your winter clothing, your winter boots, you're looking for Christmas stuff, as I have said, for us, or stuff that you could use in the shop as nice things to decorate with. And then in the winter, you're looking for all your summer stuff, so your summer clothes, sandals, etc. So this idea can be transferred into anything that you buy. So that hopefully helps. And so today's little task is to think about the summer ahead now. So we're coming into autumn, winter, which is really boring because I want to keep it summer. So thinking about now, what can you start to look for and buy for autumn, winter? And then as soon as we hit autumn, what can you start to look for spring, and then winter into summer? So real, as I say, real common sense stuff, but sometimes we forget. Even however long you've been doing it, it's not a matter of how long you've been a dealer, it's just sometimes we just get sidetracked and do our own thing. So that is for today's tip. So think about the months ahead now. What can you start buying today? So when you're at the car boot sales or the fairs or wherever you might be buying from, charity shops, and they don't, in charity shops, because it's little bit more curated, they don't tend to put out like the Christmas stuff now. But I mean, you could always ask, and they might have a load of stuff out the back that they're trying to get rid of. But thinking about that, what can you start to buy? So if you're at the car boots, just focus your eye a little bit onto those. And then my cup of tea has just arrived. And then that's for today. I'll see you tomorrow for day 27. But I went outsourcing this morning and I was really good. And I've started thinking, because all these tips I share, although they're dead common sense, and I obviously nobody does them all, then if we followed them all, we'd be fantastic. So there's a sort of a disclaimer on that. I'm not perfect and follow all these tips that I give you, but it's just stuff we all know that sometimes we forget about. So I left something today that was broken, even though I liked it, but it was a lamp, and it had got a crack in the top of the lamp, which you probably wouldn't have seen, but I'm thinking for selling, is it going to sell quick? What else did I leave? I left stuff that I couldn't find or think of a job for, which was one of our tips. So each thing I picked up today, I thought, what's its job, which was a tip from a couple of days ago. So is it a sort of bread and butter thing, which I'm going to do. I've just filmed my emptying the van out video, although I have filmed it the wrong way around, so hopefully I can work out how to turn it around, because I'm not very techy. I filmed it portrait and I should have filmed it landscape, but it was quite a long one, so I thought I'll see if I can edit it before so I don't have to do it again. But yeah, I everything I picked up today, I went with a budget, which I spent the whole budget, and then I borrowed some money off my friend. So luckily I had her with her. So I did actually consciously think today, we always get there at the start, and it's one of those car boots that they sort of not blow a whistle, but they 3, 2, 1 and you're in, you go, and you start. I don't start running because nobody needs to see that, but people start running. And those things that I talked about when you're buying at your first car boot is I always start at the other end, and there's no reason why I do that apart from that's how I like to do it. You're never going to see everything, so whichever end you go to, you're going to miss something. And then so as I was going around, I was thinking of all the things I shared, and that helped me stay on track. And then right at the end, we went round again, so we had a little slow walk round the end again. And I actually managed to pick up quite a few more bits at the end, so that was really good. And the stuff was cheaper, which was in one of the tips, so going around at the end as well, and you pick up some cheaper stuff. Left some stuff that was damaged, so I was really proud of myself with that, because when it's like a couple of pounds, £3, £5, it's really tempting to just buy it, isn't it, even if it's not 100%. And then when you think about it, you've got get back to the van, you've got now £20 worth of stuff that isn't 100% for you. And I thought about each piece's job, so I bought lots of bread and butter stuff today. There was definitely no wow pieces or standout pieces. There was nothing that I'm going to make hundreds of pounds on, but there was lots of things that I'm going to make 10, 20, but more like £5 on. So that's a good thing to think about, because that's one of the questions we get asked all the time. How much do you make on each item? So I'll probably keep that for another day, because that's a good question that people always ask me, and the answer is tricky, isn't it, if you know, because some things you just want to own, and you're only going to earn £20 out of them, because you know you can. Here I am saying I'm not going to answer it, and then I start answering, but you can sell it really quick. You absolutely love it, so you just got to have it, even if it's sort of a £20 profit in it. And those are the best ones, really, the £10s, £20. If you can do loads of those over and over, they're quick sellers, they're easy to handle, so they're not massive piece of furniture or whatever, or take up loads of space in your shop. And imagine if you can just keep going on those £10-20 all the time. So that is sort of, and then the other answer is what do you want to earn out of it, because you've got all of your costs. So on one piece you might earn £2, on another piece you might earn £200, and so that is why when we talked about knowing each item's job, that's why it's so important to know, so that when you're in a centre or in a shop or at a fair, you've got a mix of those stuff, or a mix of the stuff. So if you're selling stuff lower end, sort of £5 and £10 profits, you've got to have a lot of that stuff, haven't you, like this sort of pile it high, sell it cheap kind of philosophy. But then if you have got a couple of real standout pieces that have got a couple of £100 in them or more, you've only got to sell one of those pieces alongside all the other stuff. So that's why it's really important to have a mix of stuff either in your shop or at the fairs, and then you're hitting all of the customers. you're hitting the people that only want to spend £10 or £20, which is a majority of the people, the general public people that come in after the early bird trade buyers. And then you're also hitting the people that want a bit of a statement piece, and you deliver it. So I'll do that another day and go into a bit more detail on that one, because it's quite an interesting part of it, and I know people want to know what kinds of prices should they ask for things. So we'll go into more detail, but that was just my quick thoughts on it. And I couldn't help myself but give you some ideas, could I? So hopefully you're finding them helpful. I will see you tomorrow for day 27, and I've got another mystery item coming up. So I've got 3 mystery items here on the table, and I've also picked up only one today, which is a really good mystery item. So I've got 4 weeks worth of mystery items there, and I'll see you tomorrow. So hopefully you're enjoying them, and I'm enjoying putting them out there and getting the feedback from you, and if it's helping, then that's my job done. So I will see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow for day 27. Bye.